We're Mike and Joe, and we're driving our 32-year-old camper van from the bright lights of Vegas all the way to Alaska and the Arctic Ocean in Canada. So far, we've had epic adventures in Utah and Idaho and soaked up the stunning beauty of Banff and Jasper National Parks. Originally, we planned to take the Alaska Highway, but wildfires have forced us to switch to Highway 37, the Stewart Cassiar Highway. So come along, it'll be fun. So we're just turning off the 16 now and onto the 37, which is the Stewart Cassiar Highway. Apparently there's frost heaves all the way. We'll see how it goes. So I've just gotten off the main road and we're going to go down and have a look at some totem poles in the little town of Gitanawi.
The totem poles are monuments made out of cedar, and they depict the owner's status and family.
I've just seen our 12th bear, another black bear, side of the road up here. He ran into the bushes. I think he got a bit scared when a caravan went past. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. We headed down a rutted dirt road in search of a scenic lunch spot, hoping we wouldn't meet someone coming the other way. We found some of the best places down these unmarked dirt roads. When we got to the other end, there was a lovely lake and a place to camp. That was a nice little spot to have our lunch. Met a couple of cycle tourists there. They started in Fairbanks up in Alaska and they're heading down to California. Whoa! Nah, we're gonna go down and check out a little town of Stewart, about 45 minutes down this way, and it's an in and out. This is Bear Glacier. There it is. Pretty incredible, isn't it? Mike's just cleaning the windscreen so I can get some better shots without having to get out in that cold. Well, that was really cool. It was worth making the detour just to see that. It's blimmin' cold out there though, freezing. Might have to dig our puffers out. Waterfalls coming down the rocks here everywhere. Look at the colour of that water down there. It's turquoise, glacial coloured water. It's beautiful. And all the waterfalls coming out of the mountains. It's just really pretty. I was not expecting this after all the trees driving. This is just so spectacular. So we're just in the town of Stewart. A little place in the middle of nowhere.
Brand new street and brand new me. Side by friends I need.
Stewart is a small town in British Columbia with a population of around 500 people. It has a rich history in the early 1900s gold rush and remains a hub for mining activities with gold, silver and copper deposits.
We're just taking a walk down to see the sea, believe it or not. The sea.
How beautiful is this? And that's the sea just out there. Well, it's an inlet.
Talk when the silence so loud. I wish, oh I wish.
Look at this dead tree here, providing a home to lots of other little trees.
I could do something that will make sense.
Little fish down there. This isn't the estuary we're walking across. Like a little boardwalk across the estuary, so I'm pretty guessing this is probably salt water. And that's Alaska, just over there, like a couple of minutes drive away. But we're not going that way. There's the road into Alaska that way. It just goes in and then stops. And you're going to come back again. We drove down a rutted dirt road looking for a camping spot. None of these roads are marked and the turnoffs can be hard to see, but we're finding them using the iOverland app. How's this for a camping spot tonight? Free.
Give me that look, take a bow, already know. Now you gotta go. Hey.
Good morning, welcome to day 58 I think, and look where we've woken up. Actually, as we went to bed last night. We're just heading back out from Stewart on the scenic road. So beautiful. Yeah, there's only a choice of backtracking. Just feels like we're in the middle of nowhere. There's hardly traffic around. So this is where we are. We went down yesterday. We went to Stewart. This is Alaska here. Look, all this is Alaska. So we're just there. But once you get across here, you can't actually go anywhere. A famous place you've probably heard of, as you know, Skagway. But we're coming up here. Then we're going to pick up the Alaska Highway. The way to get here by helicopter. Doing something, he's got the rope connected. Look at all these mountains. This is beautiful. Black bear over here. He's just heading off now. Just seen our 14th bear, this time a brown bear. It's the first one we've seen, but we're unable to get a photo of it because it was not a safe place to stop. And then he just bounced across the road in front of a caravan that was coming.
Just strolled across the road.
Strolled across. Funny, we keep seeing drainage ditches that look black from a distance, so we think it's a bear, but then we get there, it's just a drainage ditch, and it was like we just saw a drainage ditch, which I thought was a bear. Then we saw another drainage ditch, but it wasn't a drainage ditch, it was an actual bear. It was literally just around the corner from the other drainage ditch. That was bear number 15, so it's our third bear for the day. You might be the one that truly loved me. That was our 4th bear for the day, and that brings us to a grand total of 16 bears so far on this trip. How awesome is that? It's a great little freedom camping spot. It's what we found it on our overlander, but it's only 4 o'clock and we don't feel like we want to stop yet. We just want to keep driving, but otherwise this would have been perfect. Well, that was unexpected. A horse grazing on the side of the road. That's a first. I've seen wild horses before, but not just a random horse on the side of the road. Looking for somewhere free to camp. Well, this looks pretty nice. And the sun is shining. I don't know where everyone is. We're the only ones here in this big campsite. There's still snow over there on the side of the lake. It's not very warm. Sun is out, and look at this view. And we're all alone out here.
Oh, by our own.
Welcome to day 59, I think it is. Sunny day, yay. Sometimes I feel like we're in the middle of nowhere and then there's a town. We're just coming into Dees Lake. Well, I don't know if it's a town, we haven't got there yet, but there's signposts. So Dees Lake is the Arctic Divide.
The Arctic Divide is where the water one side of it flows into the Arctic Ocean and the other side of it goes into the Bering Sea.
Saw a moose, first one for today. We're going down to have a look at a little lakeside spot where you can actually camp the night too, but it's way too early for us to stop and camp. Follow this little gravel bumpy track down here and look at this. Gonna stop and make a coffee. We can camp here for free too if we wanted. It's like the beach. Trees here, just getting some new growth on them, new buds. Summer is coming. But if you're ever heading this way, definitely stay here. It's beautiful. That's where we would have parked. But as you saw, the road to get down here is not the best, so you probably don't need to want to be in anything much bigger than this. Bye bye, beautiful spot. We just stopped at Boyer Lake to have a look, and how beautiful is this? It's not a grizzly, is it? It's a brown. So we've just crossed into the Yukon. Woohoo! So exciting about coming to the Yukon for years, and now we're here. I don't believe it. So I've just fueled up. Now we're on the Alaskan Highway. Going to Alaska. This is a much wider road than what we've just been on. It's like a highway. Well, I guess it is. It's the Alaskan Highway, or the Alcan. We're just taking a walk down to see the Ranchero Falls. Grizzly bear country now, so we've got the bell jingling. That's Ranchero Falls. We can stay overnight here too if we want. But it's kind of near a road, so we might go find somewhere else. Join us in the next episode where we change our route yet again, visit the world's smallest desert, and end up in Alaska earlier than planned.